Hello and welcome to the Nail in the Coffin Podcast. My name is Grayson Ball. With me, as always, Scotty Beckstrom.
Break out the brooms, Dre. Break out the brooms.
I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe not tonight, but who knows? We'll see, I guess. But glad to have you in. We're glad you joined us. We got a great show for you today. We're right in the midst of the NBA Finals. We got Game 4 tonight, which is Friday. We're excited, and we got a great show for you today. We're excited to bring it to you. Got a lot of stats packed full of a show packed full of stats. And we got a good show for you today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the NBA Finals. Going to be talking a little bit about what happens if the Warriors win, what happens if the Cavaliers somehow make some sort of a miraculous comeback. Going to be talking a little bit about legacy for both the Golden State Warriors and for LeBron James if he does lose this Finals, which would be his fifth loss in the Finals. And then, as always, we're going to finish up our show tonight with the Get Cremated segment, which we're excited to bring to you today as well. We got some great choices for you. So we're glad to have you in. Scotty, let's start with the NBA Finals. Let's get right into it. Talk to me a little bit about what you think about the NBA Finals so far, and especially going into tonight. What's your pick for Game 4?
Man, I didn't. I mean, I wanted the Warriors to win. I predicted the Warriors win, but I didn't think we were going to be on the brink of a potential sweep. That has actually really kind of caught me off guard. Like I said, I've really been rooting for the Warriors to win this one. We've gone back and forth a million times, but we're on the verge of what could be a sweep and a 16-0 postseason run, and that is incredible to me.
Yeah, I mean, when they started talking about going 16-0 in the playoffs, right around after they had kind of swept the Jazz in the second round and were getting close to sweeping the Spurs in the third round, they started talking about going 16-0 and sweeping all the way through, and I thought, this is ludicrous. I mean, the West, they didn't face too much competition, especially after Kawhi got injured. But then, they're going to face the Cavs in the finals, and I thought the Cavs would at least win one game. We'll see what happens tonight, obviously. But 16-0 is ludicrous. They've only lost one game in their last 28. One game since insane. Like March.
That is insane. And what's crazy about all of this is it's not like LeBron's played bad. He's averaged a triple-double, and the Warriors are still doing what they're doing. And that is incredible to me, that they're able to still win when they have 20 turnovers a night. LeBron is playing incredible, having a triple-double, and they're still getting it done, and on the road.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, LeBron has played his best basketball probably this postseason. This year has been his best statistical year.
And it still hasn't been good enough. That's mind-boggling.
And just because the Warriors are just so stacked.
Exactly.
They're so stacked. We got some stats for you for LeBron. Let me go over his stats for you. The reason why I'm doing this is just because the other night during Game 2, Kyrie kind of got going there in the third quarter, and he had 16 points, and Twitter just was going nuts about Kyrie's carrying LeBron again, and it drives me nuts. And we have a little statistical analysis we're gonna have on screen for you right now of kind of where LeBron sits as far as points added versus defensive points saved, and you'll see that it's quite drastic about what he's added to the team.
Exactly.
And here are his stats for the final. So he's averaging 32 points per game, 9.3 assists per game, 12 rebounds. He's shooting 55% from the field, and oh, by the way, he's shooting 39% from three-point range, which is excellent numbers. And he's carried this team. The bench has done absolutely nothing. Like, other than Kyle Korver had like 9 points in Game 3, no one else has done anything. Darren Williams has been terrible.
Oh, gosh.
Kyle Korver has been off, except for Game 3. He had a couple of shots and had that dunk. But other than that, he's gotten no help except for Kyrie Irving in Game 3.
And Kyrie had a great Game 3. And LeBron, of course, has just been solid all 3 games. But it's crazy to me that the Warriors are still able to get this done. Because it's LeBron James we're talking about. It's LeBron James. And still the Warriors are able to win this. And Kyrie did have that one good game. But other than that, it's pretty much been LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, remember 2 or 3 years ago when LeBron came back to Cleveland and they got Love and they had Kyrie, and we were all saying, "Oh, this is how unfair is this?" They got the big 3, and we trashed LeBron for coming back and forming another big 3 after he did it in Miami, and now the Warriors have a big 4 and potentially 4 Hall of Famers. I mean, I don't see, unless some barring injury or something like that, I don't see any reason why those 4 wouldn't be Hall of Famers at the end of their careers. This is the best team we've ever seen, and it's not even close. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I mean, I thought this series would be a little bit more competitive, especially because Cleveland has kind of had their number over the past 7 or 8 games.
Oh, they have.
Dating back to
They've gotten into their heads.
Yeah, dating back to the last 3-1 last season, the 3-1 comeback. That's kind of what I thought would be going into it. They would kind of have their number. but it's obviously been just too much for the Cavs to handle for the Cavs.
And Dre's a big LeBron supporter and Cavs fan. How are you taking this? How are you taking this?
It's tough.
This is really tough.
It's kind of tough. It's kind of okay because it's like that the best team won.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, especially when Cleveland and Golden State won the first time, it was kind of harder for me because I didn't feel like the best team won. The Cavaliers were injured, Kyrie and Love, and I
wasn't all the way fair.
And I think the Warriors kind of ran into a little bit easier path in 2014-2015 season in that finals. Last year, it was kind of a toss-up. I don't know. It was kind of a toss-up, but I do think this year the better team is going to win, and the Warriors are gonna probably win tonight, and maybe they'll win in 5 at the very least. But like I said, I don't know. It's kind of okay for me to be like, you know what, the best team won.
I honestly think on the last show, and we talked about kind of our 3 reasons why each team would win.
Yeah.
I really think there was a lot of motivation for the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think that 3-1 has been haunting them all year, and then now we're finally seeing it in the finals where the whole 3-1 thing is really pushing them and really making them work hard. And that's where I think a lot of this Warriors success has been. They could have easily thrown in the towel in that game 3 when they started getting down about 8 and Cleveland was making a run. But they fought back, and KD had that dagger.
Yeah.
That was a shot with 45 seconds left.
And we talked about those top 3. Your biggest reason was Kevin Durant's will, and I kind of laughed at it.
Yeah,
at the
you
time,
did. You did laugh.
Yeah, because
you mocked me for it. And what's happened to it? What's happened so far? Durant's had 38, 33, and 31.
I have to admit, you're right.
With the dagger.
You're right, and he had the dagger in Game 3. You're absolutely right. And my 3 predictions were... 2 of them were not correct.
The Cavs bench, terrible.
The Cavs bench and the physicality. Cleveland has been outworked physically. Their bench has been terrible. LeBron James is the only reason why they're even close to this series.
Exactly.
A 3-0 series that's not as very close as you can get. But it's just tough because the Warriors are just so loaded.
So one thing in this finals that's kind of bugged me has been the reffing. Now and everyone else can go all day long about refereeing and this, but I hate, and this has been both for the Warriors and the Cavs, where they're getting fouled about half court and they just go like that and they'll call a foul. What's been your thought? That annoys me.
I hate that call. We saw it a lot with Chris Paul in the Utah Jazz series. We see it every team does it. But
lately it's been such a thing.
It's been so crazy. Like I think it's hard to judge intent, right? Mm-hmm. But when Steph Curry's dribbling up the court and he's a half court, he's not going to shoot that shot. I mean, he can make it,
He shoots deep, but he doesn't shoot from half court.
But come on, that's not a regular shot that he's going to take. And I don't know how we reward that or how the NBA would deal with an issue like that. I mean, technically it is a foul, but I mean, I can't.
The shooting,
the shooting motion.
The NBA's got to go back in the offseason and make some clarification because it's not fair to And like I said, I'm supporting the Warriors. I want the Warriors to crush the Cavs because I'm sick of listening to Dre about LeBron. But it is unfair when you foul Curry and he gets hit and then he just goes like that and they call a shooting foul, and then that's 3 free throws. I mean, I don't know what his stats were exactly, but he was like 11 for 11 the other night in free throws. And that's not fair. Just you get hit and you go like that and you give him 3 shots.
Yeah, I mean it's a I've always said the reffing doesn't decide games, right? But things like that kind of influence the game a little bit because that's 3 points or 2 points or whatever that normally shouldn't have been there. That if you win by 2 or 3, like we saw Cleveland or Golden State won by 5 the other day, that's a kind of a number where the meter can change a little bit based on one of those borderline calls for a foul, especially going up for a 3.
And luckily the first 2 games were kind of blowouts. Game 3 is a little closer, but in a really close game, Kyrie or Curry getting hit and then just throwing it up could really decide a game.
Yeah, it really
so hopefully that's not going to be a deciding factor in a game, but that's just something to watch out. It's really been annoying me.
Yeah, it really does. And here's one thing. Here's one of my hot takes that I want to get on right now. Last year, do you remember? You might not remember this, but last year, after Game 5, right? So Draymond was got the technical foul in Game 4. He was suspended for Game 5, right?
And that was in the Oracle, right?
That was in Oracle, right? So because he had accumulated, so whatever the limit is, 16 technical fouls or whatever throughout the year. So then he got his 17th or whatever the number is in Game 4. So he was suspended for Game 5. Cavs won Game 5, and then Curry got ejected in Game 6
for throwing
like
the mouthpiece.
4.5 minutes left to go, which was still a kind of a close game. So after Game 6, or after Game 5 maybe, especially after Game 6, Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife, tweeted out and said the NBA is rigged. And everybody was saying the NBA is rigged. Everybody on Twitter, everybody on whatever social media, all the LeBron haters were saying the NBA is rigged to favor the Cavaliers. And where are these people saying that the NBA is rigged this year?
Yes.
Where are they? I mean, come on now. If you're going to say it's rigged, it's got to be rigged every year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's not rigged. It wasn't rigged last year. I don't understand what's going on. Where are all these people that say that it's rigged? Come on, Aisha Curry. Is it rigged this year for your husband? Come on now. Like, you got to be consistent. There's no way the NBA, it's not even possible to rig a game. Look at Game 7 last year, right? 89-89 with 3.5 minutes to go. There's nothing you could have asked for in the NBA for a better final to a Game 7. There's no refereeing that could have influenced that. I mean, the coaches were playing apparently the right players, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they seem to be playing the right players. And the coaches, don't affect if a shot goes in. The referees certainly don't affect if a shot goes in. And 89-89, 3.5 minutes left to go in Game 7 last year, the Cavaliers scored 4 points and the Warriors didn't. That's not rigged. But why isn't it rigged this year if it was rigged last year? That's the thing. That's my hot take, and it drives me nuts. And the only reason people say that it's rigged last year is because they hate to see LeBron have success.
Get another one.
That's the only reaon. But now that it's Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and the kind of charmful finesse guys, it's okay.
Oh man, now you're gonna get me started on a hot take. I mean, I agree with your points. You're right with the rigged things. I'm glad Curry has kept his mouthpiece in his mouth this year instead of throwing it at a fan. But one thing that has bugged me, and I got to get it off my chest, is how everyone, and you can comment if you disagree. I've had actually a lot of people I've talked to get mad at me for this and say I'm wrong, whatever. In my opinion, LeBron created 2 super teams, one with the Heat and one with the Cavs. And then KD does this. KD kind of follows LeBron's path and goes, well, LeBron had the right idea, team up with superstars
let's
and
start
win
with this.
it.
Before you go on forward, LeBron didn't create this whole idea of a super team.
Well, it's been that thing, but lately,
has been, but that's kind of been the perception that LeBron created the super team. Boston did it in the Big Three with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. They did it first. I mean, come on now. Let's give credit where credit is due, and let's not blame LeBron for Kevin Durant.
Well, there's always been the formula. I mean,
right?
Jordan played with Pippen, and he was an all-star, and Rodman was an all-star. So it's like, if you really go deep, you want to give credit, it goes back to then. And you could even go Magic and Kareem. I mean, that's one of the greatest players if you really want to go there. Okay, but you got my point.
Anyway.
So LeBron's done this twice.
Okay.
And KD goes to the Warriors team. And although, they were 73-9, but he's just teaming up with other superstars like LeBron has. Right. And now everyone's saying the NBA's trash, is garbage. KD ruined it because the Warriors are just going to automatically win, blah, blah, blah. And that makes me so mad because it's like LeBron has done this twice. And I know he caught flack for Miami. He really did.
He definitely did.
But he's done this twice now, not just once, twice. And yet it's fine now. It's whatever because he went back to Cleveland. KD teams up with a super team just like it has been. That's been the kind of what's been going on in the NBA lately. And yet the NBA is ruined because of KD. That's garbage to me. That is garbage.
And I don't agree with that. I mean, I don't agree that the NBA is trash. I think the NBA is in a great state right now, especially because we've now had a 3-way series like this or a 3-time series like this ever. And I think that's great. I think that's interesting for the fans. And after Game 2, I don't know the numbers for Game 3. They're probably not quite in yet. But after Game 2, I know that the NBA Finals ratings were the best they've been for like 25 years.
That's awesome. Like that. I like to see. I want to see the Cavs and the Warriors. That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the best 2 teams. No one will want to see Washington and Portland. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's great for the NBA. Going back to your point though, with the super teams, like, what are we gonna see next? Are we gonna see a Big 5? Like, is LeBron gonna call up Paul George and Gordon Hayward and Chris Paul? Maybe, I don't know. What are we gonna see next? And I don't know what's gonna happen for the NBA, but like I said, I think we're in a good spot, and I'm enjoying the NBA Finals. So let's finish off this segment with this, Scotty. Game 4 is tonight. First of all, who you got tonight? If you got the Warriors tonight, give me a one defining factor. If you don't have the Warriors tonight, where do you see the series going after this?
This is really hard because there's 2 really good factors going on for this game tonight. Is one, the Cavs, and specifically LeBron James, does not want to get swept. And we saw last year how LeBron's will kind of took over that series and the 3-1 happened because of LeBron's purely taking it into his hands, his will. And I know he does not want to get swept.
Right.
On the other hand, the Warriors are going to be motivated because
they're out for blood.
Yeah, they're out for blood for revenge from last year. They want the 16-0. They want to sweep the Cavs.
They want to win in Cleveland.
They want to win in Cleveland.
That would be the cherry on top.
There's kind of two really big really two motivating right now. If I had to put money on it, if I had to say it, I would say the Cavs get it tonight, barely.
Wow.
But because simply LeBron James
does not want to be swept.
However, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close no matter who wins.
Yeah.
Because of those two deciding factors. But I think Cleveland, even though the air was taken out of Cleveland, when KD, you heard the announcers.
Yeah.
They said the air was taken out of that arena when KD hit that shot. But I still think LeBron's will is going to come on this one. He doesn't want to be swept.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hope so. I mean, for me, I would love nothing more than the Cavs to come back 3-0. Only just because of the memes. Like, can you just imagine how Twitter would go if
3-1,
the Cavs came
3-0.
back from 3-0 and 3-1 after
And it's
last
not like
year.
it's impossible. I'm not going to say the Warriors, of course they're up 3-0, and we all think they're going to win. I'm not going to definitely say anything because
it definitely could happen. Like, if you're the Cavs, you got to think of it like this. You got to win tonight, for sure, obviously. I mean, you got to win every game, but you got to win tonight. You get a Game 5 in Cleveland. You know, you never know what can happen. If you win Game 5, you come back for Game 6, and you can win at home.
Well, Game 5's in Oakland.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you win in Game 5 in Oakland, then you come back for Game 6 in Cleveland, and you force a Game 7, and you're right back where you started last year. So you got to give yourself a chance. As much as I would like to see Cleveland win, I'm kind of off my rocker here. I got to go with the Warriors. As bad as it seems, and I know I'm sorry.
We've totally flip-flopped from last show.
I understand. I'm sorry. I'm rooting for Cleveland. Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for Cleveland
and I'm
to win.
rooting for the Warriors.
But my heart says I got to go with the Warriors. I just think they're out for blood, and they're just going to have a different mindset and a different motivation tonight. And I think they're going to come out and win. If the Cavs want to win, though, however, they have to have LeBron's got to be LeBron like he has been the whole series. Kyrie has to be Kyrie like he was in Game 3, not in Game 1. And they have to have Kevin Love be
He's got to start hitting shots.
He's got to start hitting shots. Tristan Thompson's got to be more influential down low, and the Cavs got to take care of the ball and not have a better bench production. Darren Williams and Kyle Korver, they have to be better.
And they got to go for the kill. That's the thing with the Cavs. The Cavs kind of let the Warriors get back into that. And maybe you can answer this for me is LeBron. I know they're trying to be, kind of watch his minutes. Right. He's played the most minutes the whole season. Yeah. So it's like, why not just play him as much as you can and get the kill?
The thing is he cannot come out of the game ever.
Exactly.
When he's out of the game, they were minus 12 in Game 3. He cannot come off the floor.
Why are you watching the minutes when he's already played the most minutes the whole entire season? It doesn't make sense. And you're right. As soon as he comes out, that's when the Warriors start making the runs.
Yep, and it's tough. Like I said, maybe LeBron just needs more help. I don't know. It's clear who has the better talent in this series. So we'll see how it turns out. Yeah. Leave your comments down below if you think the Warriors will close it out tonight, or if you think Cavaliers will force a Game 5 in Oracle.
One last question for you: who's the Finals MVP if the Warriors win tonight?
Kevin Durant.
Just wanted to hear you say it.
Kevin Durant for sure. I mean,
KD's will, baby.
He's been the best player for the Warriors.
KD's will.
It's
not Zaza. Zaza's not MVP.
Zaza, has he scored a point? I mean, I don't know.
Zaza's terrible.
Anyway, Game 4 tonight. Cleveland versus Golden State. We'll see if the Warriors can close out the NBA Finals.